to make sure that, because the screen gets wider when we go live with the real camera and not with the, you know what I'm saying? No, you don't understand what I'm saying. Let me make sure. You're good. All right, we'll stay there. We good. We good, Elijah. Can you guys hear me? Everybody can hear me? What's up? Yeah, welcome to the men's time. And I just want to let the women know you guys did an exceptional job last week, and we appreciate all the contributions of every single one of you. And you guys have been popping out, and we salute you. Let me go ahead and put my phone in my pocket, and we salute you. So since y'all think y'all got the crown, since they think they got the crown, man. Since they think they got the crown, since they think they got the crown, come on, Jay. Let's help them out a little bit and let them remember. Who run this thing here? Oh, let's go.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Hold on, man. Give him the mic until he's done, D. On your thing, because people need to hear him.
Flash me in, sir.
Don't do it on the outside, because that thing be rubbing the tie and everything.
No, he works. Yeah, that's
on
cool
the outside,
right there.
so it won't rub against that tie. There we go. Let's go.
All right.
We got something real special for the women today.
That's right.
They're real special. Let's go.
Now the serpent
Mm-hmm.
was more crafty, subtle, skilled in deceit
Was he? Okay, let's go.
than any living creature of the field, which the Lord God had made.
All right. All right.
And the serpent,
He has some game sound like, but go ahead.
a little bit.
Let's go.
And the serpent, Satan, said to the woman.
He said to who?
To the woman.
Oh, to the woman.
That's right. Can it really be that God has said, you shall not eat from any tree of the garden?
Say that part again. The serpent said to the woman, what?
Can it really be that God has said, you should not eat from any tree of the garden?
Let's go.
Okay. So the woman said to the serpent,
what did she say?
Well, she said, we may eat fruit from the trees of the garden, except the fruit from the tree which is in the middle of the garden.
That's an indication that the woman already knew the truth.
She knew better.
She knew the truth, right? Because she repeated the truth back to him. I just want you to remember that. Let's go.
All right. Except the fruit from the tree which is in the middle of the garden.
Keep going.
God said, you shall not eat from it, nor touch it, otherwise you will die.
Wait a minute. Not only did she know the truth, she knew the consequence. Not only did she know the truth, she knew the consequence. Bring your whole mind, Remnant. We're going in deep today. Let's go.
But the serpent said to the woman, you certainly will not die. For God knows that on that day you eat from it, your eyes will be open. That is, you will have greater awareness and you will be like God, knowing the difference between good and evil.
Listen. Okay. Thank you, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jake, ready while you're playing.
Yeah.
I want you to bring your whole mind here today, because I'm going to reveal some things to you that you probably haven't heard before. But I need you to understand that you're blessed today because you're going to understand something in a far different degree, right? Satan tricked Eve. Ooh, this is about to be good. There was a few things that I want to go back over first. She knew the truth. She knew who told her the truth. And she knew the consequences if she didn't keep the truth. That's heavy right there. That is like what I used to be in the game, and I knew some guys when they would try to get a girl, they wouldn't tell the girl the whole truth. I would. Because when you're in them streets, I used to tell them there's a high probability that you're going to go to jail. There's a high probability that you'll go to jail. But don't panic, because this is something that is normal. Because you might go to jail, but let me tell you what I'm going to do if and when that happens. Bring your whole mind. I'm going to come get you out of jail. Right? You don't have to be fearful for anything, because the police are going to try to tell you some things, and they are able to lie to you, because people don't know that police is legal for a police officer to lie to you. So I'm going to tell her he will lie to you and threaten that you're about to have 5 years for a misdemeanor. I'm telling you, you won't have 5 years. He's going to do this. I'm going to do this, this, and this. I want you to be equipped with understanding the truth that you might go to jail. The consequence is you in jail, but what I'm going to do to circumvent the situation that you're in. There's guys that would never tell a girl the truth. So now when she gets into a situation, she panics. She believes the lie that the police tells her, and she panics even more. You're going to jail for 5 years, lady. Unless you tell us about this guy. Right? I'm trying to tell you that Eve knew the truth. She spoke the truth. That means she was quite aware, because the Most High did his job. He informed her. And he's letting her know, listen, if this behavior happens, if you don't listen to me, because I'm telling you, don't do this. If you do this, the consequence is you're going to die. The Most High was extremely clear. Ladies, here's a caveat for you. It's the devil that lies to you. That man that's lying, that's the devil. Woo! The man that's telling you the truth, even if it scares you away, that's God. So we knew that God had told her exactly everything she needed to know. And not only that, see, when I used to tell the girls that, they were aware and they were empowered too, because they might see a girl that the guy didn't tell them. They see a girl in there panicking, like she about to go to jail for 5 years. And she's all up there unbothered. You understand what I'm saying? Unbothered. So the way Eve had handled Satan in the beginning was like, look, man, I know what the truth is. And let me tell you what the truth is. All the way to the behavior. If I don't live the truth, operate in the truth, this is the consequence behind my behavior. I want you to really think about that and listen to that. With all the benefits of knowing the truth, with the benefits of even knowing the consequence, that wasn't strong enough for the woman not to do it. Listen, the enemy, listen, women, the enemy tricked Eve. How? How do you think the enemy tricked Eve? By appealing to her intellectual curiosity. Listen, that's not a word that many people use. Intellectual curiosity. It's not a word that many people use, but when you're getting educated or when you're going through school and when you're seeking information, you're doing it because of your intellectual curiosity. When you're pursuing higher education, you're doing it because of your intellectual curiosity. All of what God told her, it was the intellectual curiosity to know that he tricked her with. I got something heavy for you. I got something heavy for you. I got a question for you. Why didn't God want man to eat of the tree and gain knowledge? Why didn't God want man to eat of the tree and gain knowledge? I'm about to lay you guys out. Huh? You think it was time? What do you think? Where's the give me the mic over here. Turn that mic on. I think it's on. Who had the mic? It's on? Yeah, the red one. No, turn it on. All right. No. Just get the red one there first. And I'll turn it on. Hold on, y'all. Here. 1, 2. Okay, here. Tell us why you think that he didn't want man to have knowledge. Hold this with the 2 so they can hear you.
All right. Yeah, so I think that that it was just timing. I think he may have been saving that for a later time to for us to have, like as far as the fruit of the tree of the knowledge.
Okay, who else? Give it over there. Why didn't God?
Because knowledge is foolishness to the Most High, and I think it's because of his word is more important than the knowledge. Mm-hmm. He said, "Don't eat from it," and that's that. Mm-hmm. And if he say that if he allows you to eat from it, he'll tell you, and that'll be more important there too. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think.
Okay, who else? Let's go, Brandon. The question is, why didn't God want man to eat from the tree that produced the fruit of knowledge? Why? Let's go, Brandon.
Because I'm gonna point to Satan, because Satan was a creature made perfect, and he knew everything. He was up there with the Most High. He had the greatest knowledge, but he still allowed disobedience to come into him. Mm. So he wanted man to be submitted to him before the knowledge, I believe. Mm. I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Who else?
Hold on. Back on the mic. So I don't think that he wanted him to have knowledge because he wanted to maintain man's dependency on the Most High, so that he would never look at self and always be positioned. His disposition would always be to the Most High. Mm-hmm. Everything that he done and everything that's produced in his life will be unto the Most High. Mm-hmm. Gaining that knowledge left the space open for him to begin to think it was himself, outside of what the Most High had already been showing him in life. Mm-hmm. To gain the knowledge of God, to be like God, could leave space for an individual to believe that they are God. Mm-hmm. And that could cause a serious problem. That could cause a spiritual death.
Okay. Manaz?
Yeah, you know, they was already amongst the Most High, so they already was operating in truth. You know, knowledge is not always attached to truth. So, and it's not always righteous, you know what I'm saying? So with them gaining that, eating from the tree of knowledge, you know, that left a lot of room for a lot of wickedness too. There's a lot of wicked knowledge out there. You know, they already had everything they needed, which was that truth. So.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Here, hold this. Yeah. I know. We're going to do it again. Not right now. Hold on. That's exactly what I was going to say. You thought, and Satan tricked Eve into thinking that God was keeping something from them of value. Keeping something from them that was valuable. But it was the direct opposite. Because the Most High knew that the knowledge would diminish man. He knew the knowledge would diminish man. This is what I wrote. No matter what you can learn in this world, it's deficient. All knowledge put together will never lead you to the ultimate truth. Because knowledge fades. There is a continuation of knowledge. Truth stands still. It doesn't alter, doesn't change. And God knew that the knowledge would minimize man to humanity. And he knew that truth gave them access to him. Y'all didn't hear that. Knowledge would minimize man to humanity. And truth gave them access to him. He wasn't keeping anything away from them. He was keeping them from becoming animalistic, reduced to the flesh. Where else can you go but where you are with me right now? Come on, man! What do you mean? It was through appealing to her intellectual curiosity.
Come on.
I just need to know.
Come on, Holy Ghost.
Be careful, women. Be careful.
Oh.
Because if he did it before, he's going to try to do it again. Boy, I feel like running around the block with that one there. Woo! Be careful. The greatest fall in humankind was because you were seduced through what you wanted to know, and you didn't know you already had Andre.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. Where else was there to go? And nobody's ever explained that before. Nobody ever explained that before. All right, who's up next? Come on, sir. These are my sons.
He's just about to knock everything out of order, ain't he?
I don't know, but they fired up. Let's go.
Ahead. Come on, greatness. You want that?
You don't need the mic. We good.
I'm gonna turn this off.
Turn it on.
Come on, man. Last night, I don't think you got a problem with me sharing it, but last night, me and my wife had a conversation after class. And you remember what he said? He said, you were talking about them praising their God, right? And Cassie gonna say, it's one God. I'm like, hold on. That don't sit right with me. Well, yeah, it's one God, and they don't know who the real God is, but they're praising, right? So I'm like, I get you, but I don't get you. So I took her down to let me get it right.
Said he washed her in his word.
I washed her, you hear me? Washed her, right? Hey, so we went down to what was first? I'm trying to find it. I don't think I have it. You remember what was first? Don't give too much. Right, there you go. Lord, have I not prophesied and cast out demons in your name? And he said, get away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Yes.
But hold on.
Go ahead.
Cassie gonna say, what'd you say?
I said it right there.
Your
Listening, which means they're speaking to him.
And I'm like, hey, where your mic at? Come on, let me get another mic, man. This is men's night, but come here. Here. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
I mean, you could.
Come up here.
Might as well.
Come on.
Here we go.
Okay.
Come on. All right, let's get it together, man. So what was it?
So I said that said it right there, because he said that I heard you were speaking to me, but I never knew you because you are not.
And I'm like, I get you. I hear you. That ain't it. So I took her down to you remember the other one? It's right here. Hold on. Hey, have some grace with me, man. But this is Jeremiah 7:23. But I did command them to obey me so that I would be their God and they would be my people. I'm like, okay. So we got there. We was going through that thing. And so I went down with her. So what happens what's the opposite of obey? Disobey. Right? What happens when so if you disobey, you wouldn't be my people. Right?
Right.
Remember what you said after that? Hold on. I got this.
Hold on.
Hey, look, I got this right here. I got this.
Romans 14:11. Everyone will stand before the Most High's judgment seat, before him in heaven. Whether they
I got this. Hold on. Hey, I'll fight around here, man. Hold on. Know what I mean? Hey, hold on, bro. I got him. So we went there. So then she had asked a question. She said, okay, what about the people that go to church and they don't smoke, they don't drink, they don't cuss? Know what I mean? And they're praising to the Most High, but he just don't hear. Right? They praise.
Well,
they
walking in a righteous life.
Right.
Pure, that it's not.
It's
that
the
they
same,
think that they're serving.
Yeah,
the
they
enemy.
think they serving him, so it's the same God. And I'm like, I get you, but I ain't with you. I get you, but I ain't with you. So I went down to Jeremiah. I've been in Jeremiah heavy, baby. You hear me? So hold on. The Lord sent me to the gate of the temple where the people of Judah went in to worship. He told me to stand there and announce what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, had to say to them. Change the way you are living and the things you are doing. and I will let you go on living here. Stop believing those deceitful words. We are safe. This is the Lord's temple. This is the Lord's temple. This is the Lord's temple. So what that's saying is, you can walk all right. You can walk how you gonna walk, but you think you're safe by going to church. You think that right there is gonna save you, and you think that. But hold on, we got some more. So we go there. What did you have a response to that? Did I?
Well, yeah, so many people think that they're saved by following Jesus, Yahushai, but don't know that it's the culture, it's not the religion. So we're following the religion.
I got you. Hold on. So we went down. I busted another one in the Jeremiah 8:4-6. The Lord told me to say to the people, when someone falls, doesn't he get back up? If someone misses the road, doesn't he turn back? Why then, my people, do you turn away from me without ever turning back? You cling to your idols and refuse to return to me. I listened carefully, but you did not speak the truth. Not one of you has been sorry for your wickedness. Not one of you have asked, what have I done wrong? Each of you keep on going your own way like a horse rushing into battle. And I'm like, ugh. So the primary was, it's not the same God. So now if the Most High says, obey me and be my people, then you have this other side that's not obeying. Does that still make them his people? No. So who are they praising? Who are they praising? They're praising the God of this world, bro.
Satan.
Satan, bro. The God of this world, baby. And I'm like, ugh. So along with that, I mean, you can have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
Are you standing?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I think
I got some more. Hold on. So
you got it.
now, as we're going through that dialogue of they're worshiping the enemy, the God of this world, the indoctrination, we went down to that. We went down to the Jim Crow, right? And the segregated public facilities and the separated education. And then I had this article pulled up. Those indulging in the former often risk punishment or death, while those in the latter camp were strictly observed and regulated. For example, slave owners would hire slave preachers to promote obedience, reinforce the master's wishes. Furthermore, Bible use for approved slave worship would be altered to omit passage which could potentially incite rebellion. So now, grandmas were taught a certain way inside of the church. They were, how can I put it? They were beaten. No, they were beaten and killed for trying to, first of all, read. And then you have when they realize they're not going to stop anything, they start to switch that thing up, right? So now then you have the separated schools, the separated education systems, and now what was in that education? What was in those preachings? What was taught to your mama's mama? And it just continued to flow, and that's what we have here now. This is another one for you. Give me a second.
Bring it, Greg.
Come on. Hold on. I'm done. Come on, man. I'm trying to get it, man. So now when you're going down that road of the slavery, the Jim Crows, the segregation, the information that's been pumped, this one is Jeremiah 3:1-5. The Lord says, if a man divorces his wife and she leaves him and becomes another man's wife, he cannot take her back. This would completely defile the land. But Israel, you have had many lovers, and now you want to return to me. Look up at the hilltops. Is there any place where you have not acted like a prostitute? And I'm like, ugh. And as we're sitting here with this outreach, as we're sitting here trying to give this thing out, the enemy got y'all in pocket to where you can't look, you can't digest, you can't think, you can't do anything other than stay in pocket. I mean, so this is more of it. You waited for lovers along the roadside. As the Arabs wait for victims in the desert, you have defiled the land with your prostitution. This is why the rains were held back and the spring showers did not come. In other words, your blessings stopped, right? You even, you even look like a prostitute. You have no shame. And now you say to me, hold on, right here. Picture your mama's in a church. Picture your grandma in a church. And now you say to me, you are my father. And you have loved me ever since I was a child. And you won't always be angry. You won't be mad at me forever. Israel, this is what you said, but you did all the evil you could. So just going down that path to where you have everybody going to church and thinking that you're sanctified with the oppressor's religion, because we're past that. You should already know who you are. With this information that's already been pushed up here, you should already know who you are. There's no more, you're off of the formula. You can start getting this. I don't want to say this is a steak, but this is a little better than some formula for you. So now you're accountable. Now all those excuses that you have been using are gone. You have, how can I say it? You have now accountability. And from this point forward, whatever route you decide to choose, be accountable for it. Go out there and continue. You have our people over here with the Buddhists, our people with the trees and the stones. You have our people with the freaking, what you got? Baptists, you got Catholics, you got, what else? Muslims, Southern Day Adventists, Trinities. You have our people everywhere. Like a prostitute. Doing the same old thing and not getting anything. But your God told you, Jeremiah 3:14, unfaithful people, come back. You belong to me. I will take one of you from each town and two from each clan, and I will bring you back to Mount Zion. Right? Return, all of you who have turned away from the Lord, and he will heal you and make you faithful. You say, yes, we are coming to the Lord. He is our God. We were not helped by all of our pagan worship on the hilltops. Help for Israel comes only from the Lord our God. That's that, baby. I ain't got no more faith. You got some?
No.
Who next?
You got two of them. She got one. Okay, go ahead.
Get on the bus. I just want to share one thing. Nephew actually touched on it, and this is a conversation that I had with my aunt years ago, right? And it was a good conversation. It was a funny conversation, and we're just talking about the different things that people praise: the tree, the rock, the bees, everything that you make your God, right? Sometimes it be your feelings, sometimes it be food. 1 Corinthians 8:5 says, for even if there are so-called gods, whether in heaven or on earth, as indeed there are many gods and many lords, as indeed there are. Yet for us, because he ain't talking about everybody, just these special chosen, yet for us, there is but one God. That means for them, for y'all out there, it's many gods, right? But we only got one. The Father, who is the source of all things. That includes your trees and your rocks. And we exist for him. The one Lord, Yahushai, by whom are all things that have been created. And we, believers, exist and have life and have been redeemed through him. Y'all can have all of that. We over here with the Most High. Come on, brother.
All right.
Let's go.
Release your magic.
Let's go.
All right.
You want
Mike.
you need a towel or something? You got it on your shirt.
You got it on your shirt.
Okay.
Here, let me put you off to the side though, because we want to hear this whole thing. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. To start off, I'm gonna read the definition of the title of the class, Unconventional. Is not based on or conforming to what is generally done or believed. That's unconventional. I'm gonna also read my loved one Chris word out, right? Because
right.
It hit too with the class, right? And that's unorthodox, and that's contrary to what is usual, traditional, or accepted, not orthodox. The point of the class that the men came up with, right, was to basically come before our people and put God in all the places that the world has taken him out of, right? You know what I'm saying? By way of sharing experiences with everybody, that sharing experiences of lessons we've learned through ways that are unconventional, right? That are contrary to how the world tells you you will be educated and you supposed to learn something, right? So I'm gonna start with grace, right? This is grace, right? I want to highlight how the Holy Ghost got over to me grace, right? It actually started with a condition everybody knows that I was going through, right, with my car, right? Going through all of these different
1 sec, boss.
Huh?
1 sec.
Okay.
Just tell them to hold for a second.
1 second, everybody.
Just want to double check something real quick.
Are we okay? Okay. So just going back to where I was at, yeah, the condition, right? So I'm going through this condition with my car, trying to get it fixed. I done reached out to the loved ones for some help. Ultimately the car situation, my car ended up messing up. The Holy Ghost put me with Jay, my loved one Jay, right? So me and Jay, we partnered, and we work at the same place. So we partnered, and we going, we going to work. I pick him up, he picked me up. That's just how we was doing it, right? But one day I'm at work, right? And as I'm reflecting just on different things that have been going on, right, in my life, just different situations, circumstances, and conditions that the Holy Ghost has instituted in my life. A thought that came to my mind was how much of a blessing, or how I can appreciate and how much of a blessing it is to be going through a condition with somebody who can recognize and realize that you in a condition and you doing everything within your power to conquer and overcome that condition, but the Most High keeping you there. You know what I'm saying? But he's keeping you there. He ain't letting you get up out of it, man. You know what I'm saying? And you doing everything in your power to overcome that thing. I mean, while I'm going through the condition, I'm trying everything I can to overcome the condition. I'm trying to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? One thing I do not like is to be like, I just like taking care of my business. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I like to carry my own weight. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't want to be in nobody's way. I want everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I am, right? Of course, I'm very grateful that I have all my loved ones, you know what I'm saying, who got my back, right? But I'd like to take care of my business. If I could be out the way, I'm gonna stay out the way. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, while I'm in the condition, that he brought me to that thought process and made me look at the condition, and through this condition, through me being in a condition where I'd have to rely on my loved one to get me back and forth to work, right? Mm-hmm. Where he got to come pick me up, he got to get up a little earlier, or I got to get up a little earlier, or whatever the condition is, everything that it encompasses. I'm sitting and I'm reflecting and looking at it, and I'm saying, all I can do is look at the condition and say to myself, I know that, just that I'm grateful that's a blessing, right? It's a blessing to be in a condition. It's a blessing just to have somebody who understands. You know what I'm saying? Because a person, because I've been in many conditions in my life where it was all condemnation from people around me, right? Even knowing that I was doing everything within my power to conquer and overcome the condition, there's people in the world who still give you a hard time about it. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Do everything they can to make your experience that much harder, right? They'll try and wear you out. You already going through it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they adding on every topping they can. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I was talking to the kids earlier. I was talking to somebody. I said, yeah, man, I don't need no toppings. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no toppings, man. I got enough. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the condition be enough. And now you coming with your kibbles and bits. Here goes some Cheerios, chocolate. There goes a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And you get wore out. And it's like, goodness gracious. So understanding both sides of it, right? Understanding that's what it's like when you in a condition and you experiencing that condition with somebody who, although they know how challenging it is, and although they see you giving every effort you can to conquer and overcome that thing, they gonna make it harder for you. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the blessing of there's the remnant, and then it's the remnant. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And then, thank you, Holy Ghost. And then it's the remnant. Yes, you know what I'm saying? It's my loved ones in. They see it's such a blessing. And this is what it taught me, right? This is how I already try to be as graceful as possible, right? But the condition made me look and say, it made me look, and this is how the Holy Ghost got it over to me, in desire to show up to anybody who I can look at and recognize and realize and relate to in a condition like that, and show up as that grace, right? That's what it developed in me through a condition I would have never thought the Holy Ghost could talk to me about grace in, right? Through me just riding to work back and forth with my loved one, he used the condition to bring me down to that thought process, right? And so that right there taught me that that's why you got to stay out the way when the Holy Ghost, that's why you just got to submit. This is what it also taught me, right? It taught me trust the process, right? Because when I hit these milestones while I'm going through the salting process, I learned sometimes the Holy Ghost just want to show you that you match. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, when he brought the grace to my mind, I spit this gum out. I'm sorry. I'm trying to tear my mouth. Thank you. So, I'm sorry. So in the condition, when he brought the grace to my mind, right, and he made me look and observe the condition and understand how important it is to show up as that love, to show up as that grace to your loved one when you see them already going through it.
That's right.
It's the salting already at him. He don't need nothing else, especially not from his loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we grace to, well now, like Dre said in the class one time, we are correction too. Don't get it twisted. We discipline too. But like Dre said one time, the main thing our people need is love. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. That's the main thing we need. So when he used the condition to make me understand how that made me feel, to be in a condition, and all I want is somebody who understands.
Oh, praise.
Just somebody, just come hug me. Please come hug your boy. Oh, man, you know, Jay. You thought, oh, man, thank you. Hey, brother, I'm getting wore out, boy. You be here at 6? I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? I'll be ready, man. And that's how he got over grace to me, through a condition that I didn't start the condition thinking I would get that lesson out of it. That's the point, right? So sometimes you try to gauge what you fixing to get when the conditions start, and you have no idea.
That's right.
What you about to get out of it, what he about to develop, what he want to show you, what he trying to get you to see. You don't know. Submit.
Come on, man.
Submit to the process. So like I'm saying, when I'm going through the process, and I love Dre. I'll be watching Dre so hard. Like, what's that boy doing? I'll be like, okay, that's how you did it. 2 steps left, 3 right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I'll be hard on Dre right. Right. Why'd you lean left? You know what I'm saying? Let me know what that did. But I do, right? Because that's my leader. And I love him. I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna study and I'm trying to get mine right. You know what I'm saying? And when I see how he operates towards us, right? Like I see one thing the condition also taught me was when the Holy Ghost brought that to my mind, it made me say, that's why Dre has the capacity to operate towards us with so much grace, right? Because, because when exactly, thank you, Holy Ghost, exactly. Because when you've gone through those things yourself, and you can recognize and see somebody warring and fighting, all you want to be is the grace. I get it, bruh. Keep swinging. You know what I'm saying? So it made me understand how Dre has the capacity to look at us and be like, bro, get up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it made me want to do. Bro, get up. Come on, baby. I get it. I know you born, you fight. I get it right. Come on, baby. Let's go, baby. We got to keep pressing. Yes, And another thing he had me look at was, this is also how, I was telling my son's mother this earlier. I said, ain't nothing like going through your salting process and seeing yourself. And the Most High, he used conditions to show you whatever he want to show you. He might just want to show you that you match. You know what I'm saying? He might just be showing you, look, bruh, you match. You know what I'm saying? So when he shows me, then I see a characteristic in how my leader operates, and then he use a condition to show me, you match. You operate like that. You think like that. I'll be excited. I said, yeah! Yeah! That's right! All praises.
All praises.
That's right, man.
Let's go, Ribbon. Let's go.
Who's next to hold this right term? I'm going to.
Let's go.
I'm on the lady's head.
You go after me.
Who after you?
What's that?
Who after you?
Oh, Keys after me? Somebody do
I'm finna go right now.
I'm about to go right now.
Oh, you after me?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, it's funny because I just saw in the chat and I see the women on their head when somebody said all ex-pimps, right? That's why I said I said
We welcome everybody over here, so it don't really matter
that's right.
what they think.
That's why I said you on.
Looking at who we are right now, we real,
Right.
right?
Come on,
And he
Auntie.
knows. And
Come on.
Come on, then.
Come on. Come on, Auntie.
Come on,
No.
come on, ma.
Go ahead. This is my aunt. Y'all know her.
I just want to tell Santonio, I can
Don't give him a
appreciate
name.
you right
Give
now.
him some fame.
I can appreciate you. I didn't come to bash. We don't do that. But we will give clarity, right? And because I gave clarity and you came back with that understanding and apologized, I appreciate that. And I feel like it's big of you. There's not a lot of men who could be on a chat and come back and apologize. Even whatever you were saying, whatever you thought, whether you felt it was harmful or you were trying to be harmful, it didn't matter to us because we always gonna bring clarity. That's why you can look up here from whatever walk of life you're at right now, whether you have in a vice or not, whether you have a government job or not. We have men and women from all walks of life. And so we don't get offended, but we gonna let you know, yeah, we do have some X here.
And some drug
Drug,
hustler X,
D game, the
and some
P game,
member
the
X.
whatever game, hustle game anybody got going on out there when they're in sin. But everybody in here right now is the remnant. And so and I'm glad you came back and said that, because I'm trying to tell you right now, I don't know if you watched any other classes, but you keep on watching, you're going to be right in this remnant.
That's right. All praises. All praises. Yeah. If you can hang. If you can hang. So.
Come with correction. I mean, hey, it's up to it. It's a choice.
Yeah. A wise person appreciates correction. I know my kids got that down packed. Right? So the reason why I brought that specific comment up is because things that I was taught in my life that led me to where I'm at today came from a very unorthodox or unconventional method, right? It wasn't through a white picket fence. It wasn't through a white collar. It wasn't through what the world would perceive to be the conventional way, right? Things I learned about women, right? Valuing women. And I say that specifically because more than ever, I see men online, I guess maybe trying to be Kevin Samuel's replacement, right? Rest in peace. Bashing women all the time, right? Because maybe they have a kid, maybe they have 2 or 3 kids, maybe they used to work in a club, maybe they were promiscuous, for whatever reason. They said they have baggage, their values go down, and They're always talking about self-value, right? How they're a high-value man, and that in itself sounds a little suspect to me, right? Men don't talk like that, right? I want to go back to the women coming up here for the last few months, right? And the fire that they bring. Because I was sharing with my daughter and my sons, Judith, right? We've read this several times, but I was just sharing it with them. And a specific part made me think about the heat that the women bring, right? And for those of you who don't know, Judith's story is in the Apocrypha. She was an Israelite, right? She's one of the ancestors, right? One of our ancestors. She even prophesies in there, right, that we would read about what she did and share it, right, which is going on right now. In Judith 8, right, the King James Version of the Apocrypha, it says, and Manasseh was her husband of her tribe and kindred, who died in the barley harvest. For as he stood overseeing them that bound sheaves in the field, the heat came upon his head, and he fell on his bed. He died in the city of Bethulia. And they buried him with his fathers in the field between Donath and Balamo. So Judith was a widow in her house 3 years and 4 months. And she made her tent upon the top of her house and put sackcloth upon her loins and wore her widow's apparel. Now there's something that stands out about this, right? As I continue to read. It says, and she fasted all the days of her widowhood, save the eves of the Sabbath, and the eves of the new moon, and the feasts of solemn days of the house of Israel. She was also a goodly countenance, very beautiful to behold. Her husband Manasseh had left her gold and silver and men servants and maid servants and cattle and lands, and she remained upon them. This speaks about how beautiful she was, right? It speaks about everything that was left behind. Especially nowadays, men be running after women that have this in their possession, right? But she was so concrete in who she was, right? She was so resolved in who she was that she stayed a widow. She didn't remarry, right? Because it follows up and says, and there was none that gave her an ill word, for she feared God greatly. That means even though she had servants, even though she had people that she was over in her household, all of them respected her, right? Because of her disposition and her accountability to the Most High, to our God, not the world, not them trees and them rocks and them bees, but to our God, right? That's the spirit, right? This is also a woman that went in to deliver her people in a space where men were falling short at, right? The men back then, during that specific time, were in fear of a king and a captain of an army that had been conquering everything. And they put the Most High, they try to give the Most High an ultimatum, right? Ultimatum. And she checked them. She had to check them in. And they had so much respect for her that when she called them, they came and listened to what she had to say. They came to her property, to her home. And she checked all of them and said, you dare try the Most High? You dare try to give him an ultimatum by telling him if he doesn't move in 5 days, you're going to go bow down? Right? She said, don't worry about it. I got this. In the same time that you've given the Most High the ultimatum to move, I will bring deliverance. And she sure did. You're going to have to go read the whole story for yourself. We'll skip to the end. Let's just say that she by herself and one of her handmaids, they went into the battlefield and chopped this king's head off. Into the enemy's camp, specifically. Infiltrated with her beauty and her grace. Chopped this man's head off and brought it back to the men. That's why you see the women get up here and they ain't playing at all, not one bit. That's the spirit. That's the power that the women in the remnant have. That's why y'all can just sit back there behind this camera and talk mess, right? But I want you to understand something. There's a reason that they have this spirit, right? There's a reason, because for 400 years, the women in our culture have not been afforded to be in this space. They haven't been afforded to be able to grow and develop into that space right there, into that level of womanhood, because they've been fighting for their life, right? And most of you males out there, y'all just been fighting against them, crying, complaining, whining more than they do, right? Whether you in the lifestyle, see guys do it, they try to make the woman responsible for everything, or you're not, right? I was watching an interview with a gentleman named Conley or Cooley or something, going back and forth with some women about why they don't have value and how they bring baggage when they have kids. And man, I want to jump through that screen into that interview, right? And I've seen them a couple times popping around, and I decided to watch one of them not too long ago. And you would think, right? You would think, the world would think that a man would have no problem stepping up to the plate. See, one thing I learned in an unconventional method, right, about the accountability of manhood and being there for the things that the Most High holds that are precious to him, like an orphan, for example, right? I would say that a child without a father could be in the same position as an orphan, right? He could have his mother there, right? But if he doesn't have his father there, there's a strong chance, or no male role models, that he's going to have some major deficiencies growing up, right? For me, I did have a dad around my whole life. And even when my dad got locked up, the Most High blessed me with my uncle, right? I mean, it just rolled right in. He didn't leave me hanging at all. And going through the things I went through in the lifestyle, because the Most High gave me exactly what he knew I needed. He gave me someone that had the exact same background as me, coming into the world from the seed of a pimp through the womb of a prostitute, right? Not only that, because there are other people out there like that, but they despise their mother. They despise women, right? He gave me someone that valued and appreciated the background from which they came from, right? And so in that, over the years, it made me look at women differently, even in the lifestyle, especially in the lifestyle. It made me have a different value and appreciation for women. It didn't matter if they had kids or whatever quote unquote baggage, right? I was equipped to handle and deal with and help develop in any area with anything that she came with, right? You see so many, I'm just going to say it, you see so many squares out there that always got something to say, right? They cry way more than women do. And the cold part about it is some of them have had a conventional upbringing. They had their father in their life. They had their mother in their life. Heck, they might even had a white picket fence, right? They had what the world says is quote unquote perfect, right? But they still don't have this. Everything I went through in my life, no matter how unconventional the world says it is, no matter how much they say that I, my family, my uncles, my dad, my mom are the scum of the earth, this all led me to the love and the grace that the Most High has for each and every one of us, right? Led me there in my life. So when I look out and I see what's going on in the world, I see why a lot of females out there in the world have that disposition, right? Because there is no perfection in the conventional way. The conventional way is showing you how the world has taught you to operate, right? It's showing you to value the things that that they put out there to value, right? And a lot of these males, you know, my uncle spoke about this before, right? At one point in his life, that he didn't want a woman that had kids by another man, right? And through his journey, he got over that, right? He got over that. So I happened to have my dad come into my life when I was 2 years old. Now, I know my biological father, right? But my dad came in when I was 2 and he raised me, right? So I had a situation happen, right, with one of my exes, and she had said something to another woman that was with me at the time about her child, about her daughter. And this made me feel some type of way. Even though the one that said it had been there for much longer, it definitely made me look at her different. The woman that was there, the new woman that was there, she'd been there for a couple of years, and she wanted to do something nice for Father's Day, right? She wanted to have her daughter, right, which I was raising. I was the only dad she knew for a long time, and my daughter, right, my biological daughter, do something together for Father's Day for me. And my daughter's mother told her no, she'll never be his father. This was a problem for me because everything I had gone through in my life showed me the importance and the value of someone stepping up into that role of fatherhood and being that in my life, even when they didn't have to. My mother and father split when I was about 12 years old, and my dad that came into my life when I was 2, he still stood in that gap. 1 year I stayed with my mother, 1 year I stayed with my father. And it was like that until I didn't need to stay with him no more. You see all the conventional ways that these men are raised, and they still have that disposition towards women about them bringing baggage to them, right? And I've been raised in a space where whatever comes with this woman, as long as she is a willing and obedient participant and she is operating in this information, voluntarily being submissive to your accountability to God and your ability to protect her, that it's all a blessing. Everything that comes with her is a blessing. Her, the kids, everything that she comes with, her pitfalls, her strengths, her weaknesses, everything, right? And all you guys can think of is sensation, a specific one too, right? All you can think of, let me grab it real quick because I wrote it down. I want to make sure I share it correctly. All you can think of is the sensation of her womb, right? You're completely missing out because there's something far beyond the sensation of a woman's womb, that a blessing comes forth through that very same womb. And this is the power and authority that our women operate in, right? Knowing that they could produce the next Messiah, right? Knowing that they could produce the next king, the next prophet. This is what our culture inhibits and implants back into our women's mind and spirit to know, right? Not to believe, not to think, but to know, right? So knowing this, a lot of times women get up here, and I've seen people say in the chats before, oh, she probably runs the household, all right? Cold part is, you just ain't met her man. You just ain't met her man, right? So the reason that I know these things, right, is because the Most High gave them to me to know, but he gave them to me going through a process that the world discounted me and everyone else in that space, right? I've heard my niece get up here and talk about her experiences of embarrassment going through the lifestyle, but man, how amazing she is now, even married, right? Because you can't hold somebody in a space that the Most High has already delivered them from before they were even formed in the womb. You can't hold them to that no matter how much you try, right? You can never understand operating in the world and not being here in this information, not operating knowing who the one true God is, right? Over everything, even y'all little gods, right? You couldn't possibly know that going through all of those quote unquote perfect conditions to get your life to where it's at and still have that disposition of acting like you hate women, right? Because that's how a lot of y'all act in these interviews. They act like they hate women. And yet here you have men in the lifestyle, not everyone, like my aunt got up and say, there's a few, right? A few of us in the lifestyle who love and adore their women, right? Who have such a high regard for them, right? That most of you men could never even understand what it means to love a woman in that capacity, right? Really just because what the world has taught you is to be a square, to be a real square. And I know y'all don't understand. I know y'all don't understand that term fully. But you know, square is like somebody who's green, who doesn't know any better, who's just not sharp, right? They're not up on top of that information of knowing something, right? But how he allowed me to catch this, right? All you can do is sit out there and judge, right? This isn't directed for anybody specifically. It's gonna land wherever it lands at. Just know that if you want this truth, if you want this information, right, you're going to shed off all them dead, empty gods you got out there, right? Because none of that will ever bring you anywhere close to the knowing. None of it ever will. The only way to get this, the only way to get out of that indoctrination is to come through the path that the Most High has laid down for us. You got to come through the remnant, baby. You know what I'm saying? You got to come through the remnant. There's people here right now that fought this, and they here because they chose to believe, right? They chose to step out on their faith and continuously walk in it, right? To develop and become the men who hold themselves accountable and operate with the level of discipline, knowing that our culture and only our culture produces kings, prophets, and leaders, right? Nowhere else. You can look it up, right? Specifically, the tribe haven't even found their way to class yet. Still tinkering around with you squares, right? Letting y'all dictate their lives to go left and right, right? And while we're over here focused on making sure that everything matches across the board, right? How we show up to each other, how we show up to our kids, how we show up to our women, how we show up to our God, most importantly, right? Y'all are coming here and pray and fast and pray and fast and pray and fast and prophesize in his name. And I think nephew said it. All he gonna tell you is depart from you, doer of iniquity, for I've never known you. Because you're praying to the wrong God. Right? Praying to the wrong God. And if you don't want it, that's fine. Right? We are here to serve our God and not twist any arms. We are not concerned with the things that you have to say. We're here to show up in love, the Kavase was talking about, to give that grace, right? Because this is what's required of us. He's the judge. He's the final author. And he's already told us what we need to do to get to where we want to be, right? And where do we want to be? Anybody? In the presence of the Most High. In the presence of the Most High, right? That's it. That's all we care about. Now, mind you, this is coming from someone that came all the way through the mud, right? Someone that y'all discounted a long time ago. Someone that y'all said was a scum of the earth, right? But here we are, his special chosen people. The very same ones, all of us that you discounted, that you counted out. And we're going to keep standing. We're going to keep pressing. It says stand and keep standing. After you've exhausted every single resource in your life to stand, just keep standing, baby. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep standing on business around here. Let's go. Come on.
What's your message to anybody in the mud?
So I got you. I got you. Right? So to people that are still in the mud, right? First thing I want to say is it's definitely worth your while to go check out a class that we got called The Way of the Transgressor's Heart. It's on YouTube. It's about a year ago, last September 23rd, right? Once you see it, you'll know why. The Way of the Transgressor's Heart, something that hit me in that class specifically, right? Something that I had to realize, something that I realized in that moment, right? He gave it to me to know right there, and I chose to accept it and move right then and there in that moment. It didn't take a day, I didn't delay, it was right then and there, right? He said that the revelation that Unc gave was that I can't bless you. Not that's part of it. That was one of it. And if you're in the mud, the enemy still has access to you. But he said, I can't even bless you to, I can't think of the exact, I can't get it exactly, but basically, I can't bless you to go to the next level. That's what it was. I can't bless you to go to the next level if you're still in the mud, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm in the mud hustling hard as heck to get to the next level. And you telling me I'm in here spinning my wheels? I'm in here spinning my wheels. So I will say this, and I had this conversation with my mother, and I don't really talk to my mom about this stuff, right? We just talked about this about a week ago. And there's so many people in the mud that the indoctrination, the church has led people to believe that just because you're in the mud, in the streets, in the game, that God is not with you, right? And the cold part about it is, if you make it home safe every night from a club, or if you're a woman walking the beat and you making it home safe, if you are out there selling drugs and you get home, and even though there's an 85% chance that you'll be locked up behind a snitch's testimony, and that's just a snitch's testimony, because 85% of the federal inmate population is locked up behind a snitch's testimony. That's not counting getting murdered, getting robbed, getting jacked by even the police, right? All these things that could happen to you, and you make it home safe every night, you gonna let them make you believe that God ain't with you? You gonna let them make you believe that? Just understand, when you get these kind of messages right here, and you don't adhere to them, the Most High will leave you out there where you at. He'll let you die right there in that space that the world has made you believe that you're actually doing something in, because you value the things that they gave you. See, a lot of the times people will have something to say, and I'm not picking on you. What was the name, Auntie, the person that made the comment? Santonio, right? I'm not picking on you, Santonio, because you're not the first person to make this comment, but a lot of people have said, oh, they're just a bunch of pimps, right? They're just a bunch of prostitutes, ex-pimps and ex-prostitutes, right? A lot of people have said that, right? And I get it. We look good, right? We look good, right? But that's because everything that we do in our daily lives, we do as though we're doing it unto the Most High. Why would you give him anything less than your best, right? This isn't a fashion contest, right? It's none of that. This is just our natural posture in who we are every day, right? I've got plenty of baby pictures, maybe not like this, but a version of this, right? Suited, okay? So, go ahead. Who got the other? So,
Somebody said something.
yes.
Doug asked me to speak. Let me just tag team for a second here.
Come on up.
So, couple things.
I just want to say also that, like I said, we know who we are, and your speech. You know, even D saying to the young man,
Honey, well, come up here if you're gonna do all that.
no, I just want to say real quick that, you know, he can see and he's witnessing whatever he thought before don't matter, because even when you talked about having children and stuff like that in the two conflicting situations or whatever, because, you know, at the time they were not remnant. So it's understandable. You know what I'm saying? So then now I'm glad, because we can speak on that, because it's necessary.
So let me just say this. I am very, very happy the place that God brought me from. I didn't always understand it. And it was something that I really, growing up, really had a problem with. I just wanted one girlfriend, because I grew up and it was my dad had a lot of, women around him. I thought that was fascinating, but it wasn't the life that I wanted. And my aunt used to always say to me, she was reading this philosophy one time. Just go ahead and sit down, D, and I'll be reading this philosophy one time. I guess it's really popular about a China. What you resist will persist, and the thing that I resisted persisted. But, it was a few reasons why I was really, really appreciative that God allowed me to go through the lifestyle. One thing that you could, growing up and your mom's in the streets, you could develop a hatred for women, especially the way the world teaches you about the streets, right? And when I went through the lifestyle, it really allowed me to understand my mom a lot better than I would have. And I never developed that hatred and dislike because you could feel so bad about who you are and where you came from. But let me just say that we all come from somewhere. The funny thing about the lifestyle I come up out of, pimping lifestyle, it's like people hold that lifestyle worse than if you was a murderer. If you killed some people, if you was gang banging, you killed some people, it's like that really don't touch a nerve. But if you say you was pimping, hey man, we'd rather you been a killer.
Public enemy number one.
Huh? They are very afraid of somebody, not just control. They are afraid of people that they feel know something about women that they don't know about. Tell you a secret, we do. So I'm only saying that to say this. In today's time, Dee was talking about a lot of talking heads. What does that mean? Person who is trying to communicate to you about relationships and women, right? One of the things that Satan religiously utilized for thousands of years to defeat even some of God's strongest warriors, strongest committed people, Samson and the like, King David, was women. So when I was going through the game, I talked to my dad and I was like, Dad, I could understand why God would use somebody out of this lifestyle to be a leader. If Satan have used women to offset some of God's greatest warriors for thousands of years, this is a problem. In modern times, you have all these sub Kevin Samuels, all these red pills, and all these about women.
Talk heads, all of it, yep.
And all the guys are rushing to all these Andrew Tates and all because they want to know about women. What to do about women. And you mad that God chose a man that could tell you what to do. Now, what kind of sense does that make? If the biggest problem in modern times, in biblical times, have been how do you deal with a woman? And God allowed me to go through conditions to learn to be the biggest guy in the game when I was doing it. To learn about women. And you mad because he chose me? That don't make sense to you? You going to all these other guys that always listen to me. All these guys online, they listen to Dre first and still don't got it right.
Come on, man.
But these men got it right.
Come on, man.
Listen, the message has to be geared to the conditions that the people need. So what God to do? He'll begin to reestablish the role of the man first. That's the first thing. In order to build a nation, you have to reestablish the role of the man. You still mad because he called me out of the pimp life? You don't even know the first thing about being no man. You know what? You could be a police officer and be gay. You could be a celebrity, a ball player, football player, actor,
Still not.
a scientist,
Still not be a man.
and be gay. What you can't be gay in is being a pimp. And you mad that God called a man like me with the information about women? And you going all over the internet spending thousands of dollars for dudes that listen to every word I say. And you mad at God. Oh, he's a pimp. Sure, I was that. And I got the secrets. I got the secrets. So God says, listen, we have to establish the role of the man first. Well, one thing that what my nephew says, what we call a square is an individual that don't have the information. Why you mad at us? Right? You just don't have the information about women. You could be a great mathematician. You can know how the stars come into place here. You can know all about some things in the universe, and you can know about making bombs, and you can know about how to do everything about guns and how to kill somebody, and expert at weapons, and don't know nothing about no woman. Not the clue. And because I got my life in order, fine women, all my life in order, not violent, no contact sport. Matter of fact, come here, both of you, come. Listen, I ain't got to sell you nothing. They used to call me Gorgeous Dre, right? I got 2 wives. You mad now? I'm gonna give you something to be upset about.
Put it where it hurt the most.
I'm gonna give you something. My wife right here. Got my little son Tameen coming. My wife right here. We've been together about 28 years. You know what I'm saying? You see how good they look? Because I got my stuff together. But you mad that God would call a man like me to teach you how to get your stuff together?
Come on, man.
We're successful. We travel all over the place. We have a great time. And it ain't what you think. Because when you look at something like this, the first thing that comes to your square mind is sex. Because you ain't no man. I'm talking to the world out here. I'm not talking to one individual. You ain't no man. Because you don't know the first thing about being no man. It is the man in me that attracts a woman. I know a lot of men that not as gorgeous as myself. May not be the most attractive man, but got beautiful women. Know why? Because they got that secret.
Come on, man.
But you mad because God pulled me up out the lifestyle to come teach you the first thing about being a man? I think the thing that resonated the most about American Pimp was the fact that I was facing life and I said, if they think that them bringing me to jail was going to strip me from being the man that I am, then they're badly mistaken. Women wanted to choose right then.
That's right.
Women want some strength. They want to know that they got a man that ain't going to do no shifting and no changing, that they can rely on his word when he speaks to them. But you don't know nothing about that because you ain't no man. Because not one of your women could ever rely on your word because you're a liar. A man don't do no lying. Do you think in the game a woman was with me because I lied? I had 8 women and they all knew about each other. As a matter of fact, we all lived in the same house. You thinking I did that with smoke and mirrors. No, I'm a man. But you mad at God because he chose a man up out of the pimp life. Would you rather be a murderer? Is that what you want to learn to be? All right, thank you. I have reproduced, reinvented, and reproduced. American Pimp came out, well, we filmed it in 1997. It came to the Sundance Film Festival 2000. It won the best picture. It went to theaters after that, all over the country. A handful of theaters all over the country, right? I was successful in a lifestyle. Everywhere I've been successful. I went through some tragic things, been in shelters before, been broke before. I ain't never been poor, though. You didn't even catch that, did you?
Nope.
You ain't even catch that, did you? I ain't even catch that, huh? They can't even catch that, man. I said, I've been broke before, but I ain't never been poor. You poor because you don't know how to be a man. You know how to be a man, you always gonna be rich. Why? Because I can continue to produce what manhood allows me to produce. And I continue to produce it to this day. Still knocking young, fresh ones. What do you mean? Hold on. They mad because God brought me about the pimp life. And all of you are searching for Kevin Samuel.
Don't do it to
on
him.
your studies.
Who still ain't got it.
But now you got the master in front of you. I got the receipts to talk about it. And you know this manhood stuff, yeah, it helps you with women. But it helps you with systems. It helps you with racism. It helps you with the power that the oppressor thinks he has. He has it over you. Not only have I never had no problem with women, I ain't had a problem with them. They said they're going to give me life. I went to prison. They went to trial in 2000, came home in 2001 when they said, we're going to give you life in prison. I'm the only one that lead this country in police accountability. No one has done it. I did it. Right? But it all started from being a man. Because I was more man than they were. And when you more man than they are, guess what they do? They come and submit. They come and submit. They ain't had a reason to come submit to you. Because you ain't no man. You don't know the first thing about being a man. You're sneaky, you're a liar, you'll lie for sex. And that's what you elevate. A woman knows you will do anything for her body. And because she knows I won't, she choosing. She choosing. What is the difference that a man like me could have 8 women and your girlfriend fight with you every day if you happen to look at another woman? Because you ain't nothing special. She don't see value in you. I've said this a million times. In the average relationship in America right now, the woman feels she's more valuable than you. I can prove it to you. It's very easy. I've said it. People know this. The average American woman feels like she's more valuable than the average American man. How do I know? Well, if I were to ask your girlfriend, can you have another girlfriend? She didn't even want to fight me. Why? Because she feels she's more valuable than you. But if I ask her a different question, watch this. If I said to her, hey, if your favorite movie star, your favorite ball player, your favorite rapper, if you had access to go see them and you know he got a wife, would you do it? If you're honest, because they do it every day. Because all rappers, when they begin to talk, they said, I don't like relationships because I've been with too many married women. Why would she give you hell if I asked her, can you have another girlfriend? Yet she would jeopardize everything to be with that man that got a wife. Why? Because she thinks he's more valuable than her. You see how that works? See, when she sees a man like me, the first thing she understands is I don't care nothing about your womb. I'm going to get real graphic. Not perverted, but graphic. What I learned in the pimp life is not to be concerned with her womb. How you mean you ain't concerned with her womb? Remember, I sewed it. Don't mess around with me. You's a little boy. You ain't got the stomach. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just wanted to give you a little bit to let you know what you're dealing with. Little boy. I built men around here. Teach them how to conduct themselves with character, class, sophistication, moral codes, things you don't never do, and things that you're willing to give your life for before you compromise it. Which one of those? Don't never lie to your woman. She ain't that big. Your manhood is bigger. Be a man of your word. Let her know you will die before you compromise your word to her. She'll follow you on a bus if that's where you're going. Wherever you're going, she'll follow you. Because all the woman really wants and really wants to know is she got a man that'll never change on her under no circumstances. But guess what? They mad because God called.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! What they gonna do
That's
with the
it.
baby?
I'm done.
What the baby's gonna do? What the baby's gonna do? Hey man, I'll drop it off on that note. Come on, Brandon, man, hit it with that thing, man.
All right. Oh man. So, because Dre was talking and D was talking, they was talking about the religion, and it's the conventional way that they deal with the Most High. What I wanted to speak about, and I'm gonna be just a little bit, was that the way the religious people, Christianity, they serve the Most High. They kind of have a standstill. They have like a Actually, you know what? I'll just go through my experiences. I'll go through my experiences of how the Most High has shaped me through. I mentioned it before, through the shelter, through where I'm at now. Right, just the experience of it, and where it can take me, where I think the disposition of it taking me next. So what I was getting from when I'm sitting at the house or whatever, what I got from it was, because I mentioned that I didn't feel like I was there. Like I didn't feel like I was there in the environment that I was in. But I knew that if I was in the environment in my past, it would have affected me. I already knew it would have. And so sitting in the apartment, I'm like, this is cool, Lord, but this don't affect me either. This situation don't affect me either. I'm not gonna
clinch to this situation because what I realized when I was even back at the shelter was what he was trying to get out of me was to be comfortable. I would be comfortable. I remember when I was in New York, I'd be comfortable there because it was a good situation. And so to step out, it was always a complication. I realized when I was coming out from Seattle, I was coming out with a complication of, okay, I could possibly, let me phrase this right. I could possibly go and lose my life, okay? I could possibly be broke. I could be all these things. And then the first thing he does, and I said it before, but he puts me right in the shelter. That's exactly what he did. It was just like, okay, I was like, okay. I knew he was gonna put me somewhere, but I was ready. But but then you put me in the shelter, and I remember even when I was in New York, I was dealing with a situation where I'll be taking the subway. They be making fun of me with, they got the little crackheads on the subway and all that stuff, and the submarines and all that stuff. And I was dealing with them because it was always a fear factor. It's like I didn't want to be over there or nothing like that, right? But he put you right up in there. I remember I used to take the coach bus from Brooklyn to Manhattan, go and spend $60 just to avoid all that. I was like, but then the Most High put me right over there. So now I'm dealing with all that. I'm gonna have, and then some of them will come up to me. I'll be working on the job. They be over there coming into space. I remember one guy came into the CVS that I was working at in New York, and he was like, oh my God. And he would go and he would have his chaps, but his behind would be exposed in the back. So now I'm dealing with all this unconventional stuff that people don't want to deal with, right? And I'm talking, I still got to maintain my poise, right? And I still got to not, get angry. Like most people might want to say, get out of my face and all this other stuff. Dealing with the stuff that can impact the normal person, but because I have the information, I know how to push through it. Like I know you put me through this for a situation. I remember one time something really affected me one time when I was on that subway. And this dude, he was sitting down and I'm just sitting there, just going home regularly. And he just got up and started screaming at the girl. Like he just lost it. You would think he was like a mental patient. He started saying stuff like a girl that was sitting in front of him. And he was like, I'm going to go, excuse me. He said, if you don't da da da, I'm going to punch you in the face. Just crazy stuff. And it impacted me so much. I was like, what did I say to the Lord? I forgot what I said. It was just, but anyways, those experiences, and then going through the shelter, then you see all the people, they doing what they do. They doing basically what the guys used to do on the subway. So it was like, it was the same experience. Same thing, the smell, all that stuff, same experience. Jay over here would joke about the dog smells, and I'll be like, bro, I didn't say nothing to him, but I was like, I already kind of, smoked all that. It's like, and then what the funny part about it, and this is a little tidbit, but it's a funny part about it is that any environment that I'm ever gonna be in is gonna be clean now. Because I'm not about to sit over there. I remember one time, I think when I come off the subway, and this is me going through the motions. I'm gonna get most high just want me to move through it. And another tidbit was that, I went one time I was in New York again, after dealing with some of the subway, I would come home with all these air fresheners. I would just be like, I was just tired of the subway. I'll go back home and I got the air fresheners on. I got everything bumping. I got the candles lit and everything. Cause I'm just trying to avoid all that, right? But anyways, so we in Seattle, and Most High got me through this situation. He got me through through everything that, even though he knows your heart's desires, but he also knows what can impact you too. And so he had me through that situation, just to wrap it up. He had me through that situation. And when I was going through that situation, it was submission and obedience, the primary. It wasn't necessarily, it was, and what is the submission and obedience in this situation was a good attitude. Because I trust him enough through even when I got out to Seattle, right? I could have perished when I came out here, but it wouldn't have been a parish. It would have been a transition. It wouldn't have been nothing that, because I trusted him enough that even if my life was taken, I would have transitioned to something greater. It would have never been. It would have never been anything to fear. So now I went through the Most High allowed me to go through that situation. And one of the things I've learned, and as I'm reflecting on the situation, one of the things I learned was that I can go through whatever. It's not like, as I'm sitting in the apartment, it's from faith to faith, and it's the lesson to the lesson about what the Most High wants me to get, and not being comfortable in that situation, because that was really what he was trying to teach me. That's what he wanted. He was trying to teach me not to be comfortable in a situation, even though, because many people were comfortable in the situation. So they were like, they wouldn't even want to. Yeah, they were complacent. They would be, on the stoop smoking. They didn't have no desire to move past, because they didn't have the vision of moving past what the Most High promised. They don't have the visions of what the Most High has promised me and the remnant. So it was always relenting of, okay, I'm gonna have a good attitude, whatever the time placement is gonna be, I'm gonna get through it. So now I'm in the apartment, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, it's a cool spot, it's everything, it's cool, but I'm not content in that area. I'm not gonna get comfortable in the spot, because I know that I gotta get past it. Even when I get to the place that the Most High wants me, the next thing he wants me to do is still going, it's still conquering. I gotta get past it. And that's where it has me at. It's still the fire to keep moving and not be comfortable in the environment that you're in, because maybe it has a little, nuances in it. We in the place now, we got the fireplace with the couches, and it's
plush. Plush.
And so we can kick our feet up a little bit, but it's not comfortable. I'm like, I can't be comfortable there. But that's all I want to say. All praises to Most High.
Got to run to the restroom real quick. I got you, man.
I'm good.
I got you, Kiwap.
You good, baby?
Come on,
I want to miss out what you're saying. Got you. Let's go.
Next. That's funny. Brandon was just talking about how he feels in the new space. I was just thinking about that today. Like, when you first get the new space, coming out of the homeless shelter, like, it was like everything. You just felt happy. It's like, man, I got my own bathroom. I never felt so happy to have my own bathroom. It was crazy to me. Like, I done had a bathroom before, I had my own place before. So I felt happiness, when we first got in there, but I think it might have been like yesterday or something. I tried to say it again. I said, I got my own bathroom. It's cool. And then it reminded me of that one saying. I don't know where it comes from, but it goes like, happiness is fleeting, but the joy of the Lord is eternal. Something like that. Okay. So so I know exactly how you feel, B. Definitely looking at that thing as we just passing through and something a little more comfortable right now. That's all. That's right. But I want to touch on actually what you was saying, get the other side to that, Kavase was talking about his experience with me in the car situation, and I just wanted to touch on that a little bit real quick. One thing I wanted to say was, I told a few loved ones this was, I've been late, like for mostly all my life. Like late, like to school, late, like to work, just late, like crazy trouble for skipping school, being late for school. I done lost jobs for being late. You know, just didn't have no respect for time. You know, and the laziness of it. You know. You know, when Kavasi first came to me, it's so crazy how the Holy Ghost put it all together though, right? Because I didn't have a job at the time. So but he had gave me his job's contact information, and I hit him up. I had to go through all the training or whatever. But I was riding back and forth with to the training with another loved one, so I really wasn't tripping on getting there or whatever. So when Cavasier's car went down, and I actually went out there to pick him up off the side of the freeway, and he needed a car at that moment, like right then and there, on the spot. I didn't even know. I just thought I was picking him up to take him home. I had to make the decision right there on the spot, man. Right. And I think we was talking last night in the class, and Dre was saying we were talking about, I think Naya said something about what she had to give up, coming up out of indoctrination. And I thought about that today, and it was like it's nothing in this world that I have to give up, because I'm gonna give it to you. Whatever it is that you think I'm gonna hold on to, I'm gonna come bring it to you. Gift wrap. You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding on to nothing, none of this, because it's all gonna pass away. But the eternal part is the way I'm showing up to my loved ones, the way I'm showing up to this culture, and riding with Kavasi has the experience has been like nothing I've ever experienced, right? And it's for sure shown me some things just about like a lot of things. Like just about respect, just about accountability, just about timiness. Being on time is a big thing with us because he can't be late, I can't be late. I have the choice to make us late. I can make us late. I choose not to, though, right? He can make us late. He choose not to, right? So, that's still there to make the choice. The choice is still there. So we make the choice every day to show up to each other. You know what I'm saying? And that thing has definitely assaulting throughout this whole situation. We done had some of the most powerful conversations with each other during these times. And just seeing how the Lord just wants to show his love through the discipline that he takes us through. Like you never know where that's gonna come from. I didn't think it was gonna come from me saying, here, take the car. You know what I'm saying? I never felt any way about it. Like some people might be like, man, how long are you gonna have this car? The only time I was saying that was when he was actually getting his car fixed. And I'm like 2 months. What's going on? 'Cause I'm trying to make sure he's handling his business, right? But then it came to a point where he was like, well, that car ain't getting fixed. I said, oh, well, we riding then. And yeah, that thing has definitely been bringing out the best in me. So, all praise to the Most High. Thank my loved one for that. You know what I'm saying? And also, I wanted to touch on something else. Something I had was talking to the Holy Ghost about some weeks ago, man. And Greatness had said something about he was having a conversation, and we always use this verse out the culture book. It's before you were formed in the womb, I knew you. It's a very interesting verse right there, right? He knew us. Okay. He knew us. But then it jumps all the way from before you were formed in the womb to depart from me, you worker of iniquity. I never knew you. I was just thinking about that, like, hey, so what he knew and then he didn't know, like, what's the in between of that thing? Well, if you know our culture, you know the culture book, our history book tells you this. Let me go get it real quick. Let me go get it real quick. Give me 1 second. Barak, how you say that word? Barak.
Yeah, Barak.
2:30.
Mm-hmm.
For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Why do you think so many people haven't came into this information yet? Because they haven't remembered themselves. How could the Lord remember you if you haven't remembered yourself? See, all the people out there that's outside of the information, they don't know who they are. Why they don't know who they are? Because you've allowed indoctrination, you've allowed the system to define who you are through their definitions instead of knowing who you are through the culture that the Most High gave you, which is and this is 1 Peter 2nd chapter verse 9, where he tells us who we are. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. How could you ever know that if you took on the definition of who they told you you were in indoctrination? How could you know that? And it's a lot of people who have went to the graveyard never remembering who they were. That's cold. And those same people gonna wake up one day and they're gonna hear those words of "Depart from me, you worker of iniquity." I never knew you, because you never knew yourself. You never remembered in the land of your captivity. You never remembered. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that one. What's up? Who got it? Who got it?
I got the mic. In the mic. All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I want to bring that definition up one time for unconventional, man. Not based on or conforming to what is generally done or believed. Okay. So I'm hearing the topic, and it took my spirit to a place, and I was thinking about how a lot of the males in the world, the stuff that they do, they be chilling. You know what I'm saying? There be a whole bunch of chilling going on. And I used to be in that space. I feel like, I just want to relax and chill. And then it took me to how something I learned at the beginning of coming into the information was entertainment has rocked our people to sleep. And I'm going somewhere with it. And I got to thinking about how when I was younger and I used to be on a game, right? I used to play, them video games, you know what I'm saying? Like we was younger, like I'm born in 97. So I'm growing up, and it's like, that's what a lot of the kids was doing, So I remember them times like in middle school and stuff, be up all night just playing a game, like be just playing, knowing I got school in the morning. But I'm staying up just to play the game. When mama come in there, it be about 5, 6 in the morning. I play like I'm asleep. I've been playing the game all night. I ain't went to sleep or nothing, right? And when I turned about 18, that's when I truly like left video games alone. Like I was like, man, I'm done with this. Like, why this ain't doing nothing for me. Like I could be pouring this energy into these video games into me. You know what I'm saying? But this is way before the information. You know, I came into the information when I was 26. And you know, just thinking about how so I got some little notes. Yeah. I know that you know a lot of adult males, you know, they still tend to play video games, right? Like I know a lot of cats that do it, and some cats feel like, you know, man, I used to be in the streets, man. This is something that I do, you know, to keep my mind out, you know, me doing something bad or something like that. You know, they use that, right? But you got to understand that the world, there's a bunch of worlds that you know people are locked into. You got the fashion world, you got all these different type of worlds that we are conformed to, right? And that is a really heavy one right there. That video game stuff, man. It's just a lot of cats, you know, they feel like, okay, you know, they maybe got a job or something like that, and when they get off of work, they hopping on the game. Like, you know, I want to just play the game, get on my face, you know what I'm saying? The lady trying to talk to him, she can't even get no conversation out of you because you want to play the game. You like, girl, I've been working all day. I just want to play the game, just get out my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cats that operate like that, right? And man, it makes you think, because the country that we in, that's what this system wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that they want you to do. That's one of the things that they got a lot of our men locked into, is these video games and stuff like that. All that energy being put into these video games. You know what I'm saying? You got the cats got the 2K, they got they Madden, they got they Call of Duty, you got the GTA, and y'all so invested into these creative players within the game, and y'all locked into those things, right? Meanwhile, this country is figuring out how to keep you conquered and subjected to things that's been going on for another 100 years. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing that video game, yeah, our people was inside of chattel slavery, you know, the 400-year curse that we're locked into, but now you done became a slave to a joystick. You know what I'm saying? That's what you a slave to, you know, in reality, because you got to think, you know, in this country that we are in, all these white boys, you know, they see how their ancestors and the people that they grew up watching, they see how successful they are in what they do in their life, and they go after that. This was something that was discussed in a class, in the OnlyFans class, and it just made me think, like, you know, they really do be after that. Meanwhile, while our men over here just chilling, you know what I'm saying? We playing video games. We doing the stuff that keeps us conquered and keeps us subjected to the things that, you know, keeps them locking, keeps them in lock to what we got going on, to what they could be having us subjected to. So, and where I'm going is just getting into the information and getting back to the original culture. Like I said, these white boys, they so locked in and focused on what makes them successful, and are the things that we need to be focused on in our development, is getting back to our original culture and getting under obedience and submission. You know what I'm saying? To the Most High God, right? And you got to think about that. Once you getting back to our culture, the remnant of the Israelites, right? We know where our focus should be. You know what I'm saying? Our focus is obedience and submission to the Most High, right? So, like I said, them white boys be so locked in on what, you know, makes them successful and whatnot, but we locked in on what is pleasing to the Most High under our obedience and submission. And I know that I'm gonna always get a Most High his time every single day, whether it's in whether it's in a class that we got, you know, what we made for our culture, you know what I'm saying, or the scriptures, our history book, you know what I'm saying, the quote unquote Bible, or, you know, praying. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that is the Most High is getting his time every single day, right? And going back to that chilling, that being so relaxed, right? I know the space that I was in before coming out here, right? You got to think, you know, like I said, I used to be in that space of chilling and feeling like that was okay to do. But coming out here, we've stepped into a responsibility, an accountability before our people. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the Most High's people. So ain't no chilling. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no chilling going on up around here. You know, just no, that chilling, man. You got to stay locked in because you know what I'm saying. We fighting the enemy. We got an enemy that we fighting, and we know that. You know, and it's like coming out of that comfortability, that making that jump. You know, my loved one Joe. You know what I'm saying? He opened his home to me, but you got, hey boy, you got to get on top of your business. You know what I'm saying? You got to, hey, get it together. You know. Figure it out, you know what I'm saying? So I took advantage of that coming out of that chilling. You know, I'm taking advantage of that because I know if I don't do that, this ain't my crib. I could be homeless. You know what I'm saying? If I want to sit here and rest on my laurels and chill, you know what I'm saying? So just when you elevating that obedience and submission, you are to operate in excellence in everything that you're doing. So it ain't no chilling. It really ain't no chilling. You know, you can take time and, you know, you may have some time where you sit down and relax, but it's just the extensiveness of it, because a lot of our people, they chill all day. You know what I'm saying? This cast is older, you know, and they still want to be relaxed. They still want, they're not after nothing in their life. They don't have any goals. You know what I'm saying? But the goal within me, well, my goal under this obedience and submission is to be close to the Most High. That's what my goal is. And I am to operate in excellence in everything that I do. This is spiritual. This is spiritual over here. We're not operating in that same world that we used to be in. You can't come under this obedience and submission and rest under your laurels, especially coming out here. So I understand, you know, it's an accountability that's being stepped into coming out here. I get it. You know, it ain't for everybody. We only here for the remnant. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what I wanted to share, man. That's it. I'm good.
Get up. What up? Chilling over here. This is Hotel 6. Yeah, one time, man. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Good, man. You? I'm cool, man. Good. A couple things was mentioned tonight, touched my heart. D mentioned some things about his upbringing. I've shared this before. I didn't grow up with my father like a lot of men, but I did have a man in my life who showed me certain things as a child. You know, he fed me, clothed me at times around the age of 6 or 7, taught me how to cook, wash clothes, bathe myself properly. And as I got older, I was like, you know, the love and concern he gave to me, not being his child, just resonated with me, right? And as I grew into an adolescent, a lot of women that I met had children. And one thing that stood out to me was there was never any judgment, there's never any stipulation, right? I accepted the woman and the child as if they were my own, right? Because this is how I was raised, right? Indirectly, you know, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that at the moment, that this is just what a man does. I followed suit, right? So a lot of my relationships were with women who had children, 2, 3, you know, and children looked up to me as if I was their father, right? And it was just a blessing to have a man who treated me like his own, right? I remember my mom telling me one day, she was like, you know, his name is Cornelius Bruce. She was like, you know, Neil loves you more than he loves me. I was like, okay. You know, it didn't make sense at the time, but he was a man, right? He had morals, he had character, he took care of his business, you know, he was an example of what a man should be, right? And he was already in his 50s at the time, right? Older guy. He's probably like 90 right now. So for whatever reason, my mom chose an old man to be with, right? But he had wisdom. He had a lot of knowledge, and he would always put the Most High first in everything. And around the age of 15, the Most High gave me the Lord's Prayer, right? I think it's in the book of John. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. As it is in earth, so shall it be in heaven. My will be done, right? So forth and so on. And what stuck out to me was his will be done, right? And that followed me for a very long time. So the class is unconventional. It's the word Voss came up with, Chris came up with, unorthodox, right? And often enough, those two things, unconventional and unorthodox, placed me in a lot of uncomfortable positions. And what I realized is getting back to my culture, getting back into this history book that I've kind of always known, it was common, right? This is just the way the Most High moves. In an unconventional way, it's unorthodox. It may be uncomfortable, but this is culture. This is how he dealt with his sons, his kings, David, Moses, right? This is just the way he dealt with his people in an unconventional way. And it made me think about the story of Moses, and I touched on this before, him having a speech impediment, right? And he asked Moses to be the leader, be the spokesperson, give this message out to the people, and Moses refused. You know, why would you choose me? I can't talk, I'm illiterate, in other words, right? So the Most High provided a way through Aaron, his brother. And what he told Moses was, I will speak to you, I will speak through you, and you will speak to Aaron as though you were God, right? And I was like, man, that's interesting how, and I think a lot of us have experienced this, where the Holy Spirit will speak to us through somebody else, right? And it allows us to tap into the information and begin to have an intelligent spiritual conversation, right? So just the way the Most High used me, going back to my childhood, having a speech impediment, being in, I think it was, when I was growing up, it was called LD, I think, right? It wasn't EH, right? I wasn't slow, but I ain't have it all together, right? I rode the normal school bus, right? Normal school bus, right? And what I learned as a kid, man, if I didn't apply myself, right, like I knew I could, I would fail in life, right? And that was the ultimatum I was given around, I don't know, man, like 5 or 6. Right, I can remember this, right? And I had a meeting. Mom came to the school, and the teacher was pretty much telling my mom, if he doesn't pass this test, he's going to be held back. And I got it together, right? I figured out a way to be smart, right, so to speak, and face this challenge, right? And just going through my life, at the age of 19, I was in the streets, and I learned a lot of valuable lessons about being a man, right? Having morals, having character, and being in the streets, it's kind of like the concrete jungle, right? Where you got to be deceitful. You might have to pull your gun. You might have to do something to somebody. You might have to protect yourself. So many different things that went on at that time. And what it showed me was, you're either going to go to jail or go to prison, or you're either going to end up defending yourself, somebody trying to do something to you, or you're going to be taken advantage of. And right there, it let me know, yeah, I learned some valuable lessons, but this isn't where I'm supposed to be, right? There's a scripture that says, I think it's Jeremiah 29:11. Shout out to Greatness for bringing up Jeremiah. For I know the plans that I have for you, right? To bless you. Let me go get it so I can quote it. Quote it the right way.
Y'all bear with me. All right. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans and thoughts that I have for you, says the Lord. Plans for peace and a well-being, and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. All right. And what it let me know is a lot of these situations that I was involved in came from a temporary lie. Not knowing what socialization and indoctrination was, but that's what I got from it. Temporary lies, and get in the bag, you get the girl, get the nice car, get the jewelry, and you realize that you are on this cycle to an early demise. And for me, what I saw around me was glitter, fame, nice cars. I'm from Miami, so we got donks and old schools and verts, candy paints and big rims. And that's what I wanted at the time. But I lost more money than I made when I was in the streets. I was like, that ain't good math. That ain't making sense, man. Maybe I need to transition, right? But I stayed there, right? And I realized that, again, there was always a different kind of plan. Most High was always thinking about me and allowing me to go through these transitions. And as I got older, the unconventional part of the Most High's teaching just made me uncomfortable in a lot of situations, right? Going through pain, going through frustrations, disliking the way he's doing something, not really understanding why it has to happen this way, and just kind of, I don't want to say whining, but I'm going to say whining, right? Because I'm going to just say whining, right? Because I ain't like what was going on, right? But I lacked the understanding and teaching, right? And what he gave to me was, you can have the answers to the test and still fail it. And when he opened it up, my understanding was there's a lesson being taught, right? There's instruction under submission and obedience, right? And if I don't allow you to go this way, you won't learn the lesson. If I don't put you through this fire, I can't polish you, right? I can't teach you and raise you the way I need you to be if I just let you do what you want to do. Now, you have the freedom to do what you want to do, but there is consequences and repercussions connected to that, to those choices and decisions, right? And I realized that right away, like, again, plans and the thoughts give me peace, joy, and hope. And it just carried me through life. Mel Taylor said this, and I quote it. He said, sometimes, let me go get it. Shout out to Mel Taylor too. Sometimes riding on the wings of faith in your pain makes you feel close to God. Right, it's a good one, right, Dre? And for me, all the time, riding on the wings of faith makes me feel like I'm close to God. Just because his purpose of allowing me to go through everything I've been through, right? Allowing me to have a father who wasn't my biological father take care of me, groom me, show me how to be a man, show me how to get legit money at the time, right? He was a painter, so taught me how to use my hands, taught me how to kind of like build something from the ground up, right? And what was contradictory was my older stepbrother was in the streets, right? Probably still in the streets to this day. I won't disclose his name. And this is what I saw. So as a kid, I'm learning how to be a man, how to be legit, how to be honest, how not to be deceitful. But then I'm looking at my stepbrother do everything the opposite, right? Put his hands on his dad, treat women any kind of way, got drugs in the house, right? So I'm in a position where I had to make a decision on which life I would choose. I still chose the streets as I got older, right? But the unconventional thing was the Most High just allowing me to go through this stuff. And there's a saying, you throwing rocks at the chain gang. And at the time, I was throwing rocks at the chain gang, right? And 2 years later, I became a correction officer. And in that moment, the Most High was showing me, you could have been an inmate, but I allowed you to go through the streets. I allowed you to get a taste of this concrete jungle, show you that it ain't nothing. That again, you were already in my plans, you were already in my thoughts. I already had something better for you, right? And I could see myself behind bars when I look at my peers, because a lot of these guys that were locked up, I went to school with, I knew their uncles, I knew their dads, cousins, right? And I had to draw a wedge because a lot of people knew me from the streets. So it was, oh, what's up, boy? Like, we go way back. No, we don't. Because, yeah, right? Bring me some. I need to sing, and I shared this in my interview, right? I won't get into too much of it, but I went through something where I was falsely accused of being the officer to introduce contraband into a facility, right? And again, just the Most High showing up and allowing all these things to happen in my life all over again to show me, if this is a route you want to go, this is the outcome, right? And just having that vision, having that connection, having that, being spiritually aligned with the Most High all these years, allowed me to be close to him, allowed me to see danger before it happened, right? And just paying attention. A lot of things I didn't understand at the moment, but I understand them now. But I still followed suit when he gave me things. I paid attention. I listened to him, right? I didn't disobey. And when I tried to disobey, hey, you need to tighten up, young man, because I've already shown you what can go wrong, right? I talked to Joseph about this. Like, I got the scars to prove how much I've been assaulted, how much pain I've been through, trauma, seeing death, cheating death, a lot of other things I won't disclose, right? And just his movement and how he deals with us, the remnant. This is unconventional to a lot of people. The way we stand up for each other, the love we have, transparency, to be put into slavery 400 years ago and use a people that come from the mud, from the trenches, scums of the earth, to be the ones to change the world now. And you guys get to see it. So for me, last 10, 15 years has been unconventional, right? And it just puts me in gratitude and appreciation for my loved ones, Dre, Miss Dove, Naya, all the women that are here, nephew D, and I wouldn't have it any other way, man, just to be a part of this, the way the Most High shows up for us, our testimonies, everything that's been going on is a true blessing, right? You guys get to witness everything that's going on. Something else I want to share. Maybe not. Oh, something else Mel Taylor said, right? Problems of tomorrow are only allowed a brief encroachment. And a lot of people in this world worry, stress, trying to figure out what they're going to do tomorrow, next week, next month. Dre often says that he's riding on the Most High's time. And only for an inkling, tomorrow's worries gets allowed to be a situational circumstance in our life, just for a moment, just because the Most High, through the Holy Spirit, may be wanting to show us something, maybe wanting us to, maybe wanting to give us a revelation for tomorrow, right? And my mom, shout out to Mom Dukes too, is a warrior. She be stressing me out sometimes. She be, right? Picking and poking, man, as if things are gonna change here, right? And I try to tell her, like, this thing is built on a solid foundation. Like, we're not going nowhere. We're not breaking up. I'm not finna be in the remnant and I'm back in Miami. You like, I told you so. None of that, right? What's going on is solid. Either you believe what you see or you don't. And I hope that you believe, because it's been going on for 7-8 months now. I've been here. And when I first got here, I'll close with this. When I first got here, the Most High had things in order for me: job, apartment, and a vehicle that I didn't really know of. So the transition was a job that I never applied for, reached out to me. I went through the whole process, hiring, and I said this back in the warehouse in Seattle. A couple weeks before I got here, they denied my application for whatever reason. But the point was to just get me to move in the direction the Most High wanted me to be in. It wasn't about the job that I didn't apply for. It was be obedient to what I told you to do, and you're gonna see what I got for you when you get here, right? And it just blessed me that when I got here, got the interview the next morning. That same morning, D gave me the excursion. I didn't know that. And the following week, I had a job, right? So just, right? Just unconventional and unorthodox, again, places us in uncomfortable situations. But it is common. This is just the way the Most High moves. Thank you all.
What's going on, man? What's going on, everybody? And I was sitting back reflecting on just what I've been through and what I've gone through being in the information and how unconventional it is, right? So I said in a previous testimony how I believe my purpose is to break generational curses in my family. And I was thinking about that, then seeing where I'm at now and how everything is not the way I thought it was going to be or the way the world taught me it would go. I'm thinking I'm supposed to be a blue collar or maybe doing whatever the world tells me, right? Going out, hanging out with my uncle. He's telling me boom, 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 boom. I get in contact with D, and ever since then, it's been a wrap. Been a wrap. And the Most High is he's just hilarious, right? He's just hilarious. And Cavassier said something about matching. I'm going to get to that in a second. But just how unorthodox and unconventional this remnant is. Like when you look at the church, everything matches with them too. Everything matches with them too, because they're doing everything wrong. They're teaching everybody the wrong thing. And then when we match, you see the endurance of this information. You see everything's matching because everybody's posture is standing straight up. And then you see here, and then we going, and when we go through things, right, only true evidence of faith is good attitude. You don't see us slouching, crying, none of that over here. Our posture is just straight up because you're going through this thing with a good attitude for the Most High around here. You know what I'm saying? And everything matches, right? And that's why we're a mystery to y'all. That's why we're a mystery to y'all, because everything just matches, but not in the way you guys expect it to. Look at Dre for an example. They say he's a mystery to them. We're a mystery to the world around here. We're straight mystery around here. Know what I'm saying? They ain't ready for this. They wasn't ready for this. And it's just that endurance, right? Look at Dre. He conquered something the world has never seen in history on dialysis. Example of a good attitude. But most importantly, the endurance. A righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets up 8. We all fall up here. All my brothers, the remnant ladies, my aunties, etc. We all fall, but guess what we all do? We get back up. While y'all sitting in quicksand, just dying. Y'all just sitting there dying in quicksand. There ain't no even attempt to even get up. Like I said, a righteous man falls 7 times, he gets up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. For an eternity, we're going to continue to get up around here and grow in the information the Most High has already prophesied to us, right? And it says right here, endurance is another word for victory, actually. Like I said, Dre endured, right? He endured. And look what he did, conquered the system. Look at everybody over here, enduring every single thing they've done. Women as well. And look at us, standing up here shining on y'all. Come on, man. Like, what is y'all even talking about right here? And then endurance, right? It says, if we endure, we will also reign with him, the Most High. Y'all don't endure. If we deny him, he will also deny us, right? Who do we look like giving up? Who do we look like giving up the prophecy that was given to us because the enemy tempted us and we failed and didn't get up? And man, and this thing is so crazy, right? Because he said the Most High knew us before we was in our mother's womb. So with that right there, it says we were made to conquer y'all before any of this even existed. Before any of this even existed. And it is just an honor. It is an honor to be one of the Most High's elite in the world. It's just, that's also why we're a mystery, because y'all just don't get it. And y'all just so stuck on go to church and I'm good. Oh, I fell, just go to church. No attempt to get up. And then when we say these things to y'all and we walk the way we walk and talk the way we talk, and it's so unconventional, y'all. But the Most High has put stuff in the Bible that's unconventional in the first place. Like Jesus denying his family because he said, my family is the ones that do the will of the Most High. That is so unorthodox to y'all. That is so unorthodox to y'all. Like, when we say things like that, y'all just hate tripping. Y'all the ones that's tripping, but it's okay because it wasn't given to y'all to know. That's why we so unorthodox like that and so uncommon to y'all, because we may be in the world, but we're not of the world like you guys are. Right. Just an honor to be one of the Most High's elite. All praises to the Most High, man.
Came up there with the award on him. You want the mic? Go ahead, Bill.
Who want this?
Give me
He got.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make it short. I got a little something for y'all. So I was thinking, right? Because how my brother said that we don't match to y'all, right? So obviously we don't got like Uncle Dre flying from the ceiling here like the priest. That's why we're so different to y'all. Yeah. We're not requesting $10,000 in 90 seconds. Let's go. Come on, man. We ain't. I mean, we fly around here. I mean, look at us. Every Wednesday, we come here to demonstrate how it's done, how you can get it done, right? And now, how are we so unconventional? See, I was just thinking that we're so unconventional because every day we make a decision. A decision to be obedient and submitted to the Most High and His Word. Right? So you're looking at us, and I'm just like putting myself in your position, and you're still there, and I'm over here. And what was the difference? Well, not only that you're still there, but if we go to John 3:20 through 21, AMP, for every wrongdoer hates the light and does not come to the light, but shrinks from it, for fear that his sinful, worthless activities will be exposed and condemned. See, that's what y'all in the chat, talking smack to us, you know what I mean? Like, it hurts, right? But we were there, and we made a change. It continues on to 21. But whoever practices truth and does what is right, morally, ethically, spiritually, comes to the light, so that his works may be plainly shown to be what they are, accomplished in God, divinely prompted, done with God's help and dependence on Him. So that comes all the way back to the unconventional. We come back and we make a decision to be unconventional. But once you're here, you'll notice that everything is conventional. This is just the norm. This is just the norm of being obedient to the Most High, living it, and showing it. That's it. I love it. Oh, yeah. So, we're here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mondays and Fridays on YouTube, Tuesdays on IG, Wednesdays again here, Thursdays on OnlyFans, and every time 7 p.m. Y'all looking for the time? It's always 7 p.m., man. Come on, man. We're always perfect around here. So 7th and 8th in Houston, baby. Catch us, all right? And if you're here in the area, we meet every Saturday. Come on. Peace. Love you. Love you too.